Howdy, everybody. I wanted to give you a little bit of a week 2 wrap up, and I enjoyed reading the discussion postings, especially the ones about the education issues, and of course the ones about applied skepticism as well. And although that may seem to be a minor theme in the course, I pay a lot of attention to it because, truthfully, a lot of people, not just students, are trying to figure out how to get safe, reliable information today in a world where you're bombarded by advertising, and it's sometimes hard to tell the difference between real advertising and scams, hoaxes, etc. And especially hard to find reliable news sources that you could really go back to and be pretty sure that they're accurate. It's one thing to be able to tell, for example, that the World Weekly News is pretty questionable, although it's a good exercise to be able to apply those rules of evidence, because you'll want to be applying them eventually to more other sources that are not so obviously fake. At any rate, I also wanted to talk about the education postings, and I realized there's some really good dialogue going on here, not just about whether to support one bill or another, but about what priorities for our legislature should be, both, and not just the state legislature, but your feelings about pursuing change at the national level versus change at the state level. And there are even, many community organizers who believe that people really have to be involved right in their own neighborhoods. And we didn't talk about that, but we'll see more about that in chapter 19. And so I was very interested in the outcome of the bills. Now I can tell you that the Hispanic Education Act did pass. Now whether it will amount to anything is another question altogether. But there is a focus in our state legislature on trying to reduce that gap, improve the educational achievement of a large portion of the people who live in New Mexico. And I suppose some people are hoping that the Hispanic Education Act, like the Civil Rights Act of 1954, will somehow lead for a more consistent and a wider avenue for Hispanics into the middle class, so that they're not relegated always to the poorest jobs, the jobs least likely to lead to an independent lifestyle, or a lifestyle where you can affordably feed, house, clothe, and keep your family safe. And I realize there's some real disagreement here, and I like that. I mean, I like to see that conversation come forward. I also wanted to talk about Wimba. We had a Wimba session last Friday. It is archived, and you can access the archive and see what went on. We did cover questions that will be on your midterm, or most likely will be on your midterm, from chapter 16 on education. And I've decided to change the format of the Wimba sessions if we have more. And by the way, I'm new to this too, so whatever the perfect way of doing it is, I obviously haven't achieved it yet, but I think I've got some good clues. I'm going to make the chapter slide presentations available to everybody. You can just go on our homepage and click on the folder and go to any of the slide presentations for any chapter that you want. That means we won't cover them per se in any Wimba session, but I'm going to concentrate more in the Wimba session on some of the issues and social problems for a specific chapter or chapters. And I'm going to focus also on spending some time on some of the questions that are likely to come out of those chapters that you'll face on your exams. That should do it, I would say. Otherwise, I've seen that the comments and the participation is starting to move toward perhaps a little bit more toward your comfort zone. Many of you were already used to it, but now I see people who haven't been as used to it are now figuring out how to use the format as it exists in this class and use it to your advantage. I'm not sure when the next Wimba session will be, by the way, but I do plan to use it to present some midterm preparation information, like another kind of a pre-exam study session. So be on the lookout for that coming up. Hope all is going well for you. Well, I mean, I hope that there's been some good times for you in this spring term so far. Thanks a lot, and I look forward to seeing you online soon. Take care.